Good morning, Workato community, and welcome back to beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. We're here kicking off day 2 of our 2 days of live coverage of World of Workato. My name's Savannah Peterson, here bringing you all the excitement with Rob Strechay all week. So cool, so many customer stories. I feel smarter. What about you, Rob?
I do too, and I think the community with the partners, the actual customers and the Workato people, and how genies are really transforming actually business processes and how that's helping to alleviate some of the toil that organizations are seeing.
Yeah, well, and I'm really excited about the next pair on stage with us. Al and David, thank you so much for coming to hang out this morning. So, you're both in really interesting roles. Capgemini doing some really awesome stuff. I cannot wait to hear more about the collaboration. Al, I'm going to start with you. Talk to me a little bit about how you came to know about Workato and start working with them at such an interesting time in your innovation.
Well, we've been monitoring Workato for many years. Grew up in more in the small, medium businesses, and then the last couple years, you know, they really flowered in their ability to deliver, and you know, had some real good qualifications with some of the media solutions that you have delivered.
Yeah.
And so they were in the top right corner in all the analysts and so forth, and we had to get involved. And so we prepared a partnership, and we're ready to rock and roll.
That's got to feel good to hear, David.
It does. It was a pursuit. We pursued them for a while.
Okay, yes, so tell me your side of the professional romance. This is great. I want to know everything, David. Give us a scoop.
Workato, we've always built our go-to-market around the ecosystem. Workato, we rely heavily on our ecosystem for growth and also to find deep relevance in various industries. If you think about our ecosystem today, I would say this is version 2 of our ecosystem. Version 1 was when we were working with, our regional consulting companies, boutique consulting companies that are disruptors in the market. And now, as we're developing our platform to win in the enterprise, we need to partner with organizations like Capgemini, who have the ear of the CIO in the enterprise. And so as we were preparing for this phase, they were looking at us from a distance for a while. We've been looking at a distance for a while, and it's been a pursuit. It's been, hey, it was a multi-pronged approach to get their attention, and we can go into why later on. Yeah. But it was a journey.
Sounds like quite the courtship.
I'm glad
we're a complex, global, and so therefore you had to attack across different, across the ocean, in India, across sectors, and so it was a worthwhile pursuit. So now we're moving forward and collaborating on solutions and our accounts, and hope to have some great experiences. Very collaborative organization, so all good.
Rob, I know you got a question, but just one quick little follow-up. So how long have you been working together?
It's been about a little over a year and a half.
Oh, nice. Okay, so you're going steady now.
We're doing
good. Okay, good. Yeah, go.
That was a curveball to me. But no, I think one of the things that, as we've talked to a lot of the customers, and we hear from organizations as we do our analyst discussions and things like that, is that they're looking for ways to accelerate automation and AI, but it has to really, and I think Workato's been talking about this, is the KPIs. Kind of talk to how you're working with organizations and how you're bringing Workato in to help with that automation and AI.
Sure. So again, lead the integration practice for North America, and we're working with Fortune 500 companies in delivering integration services. And the whole concept of agentic AI is the ability to manage across multiple domains. and it's like the next level of the next future's evolution of integration. You need to have that orchestration layer to tie supply chain with financial agents, with HR agents, and so forth. And we work a lot with the enterprise architecture organizations to make sure that the guardrails are applied, so that that there's a trust, that there is the ability to validate the truth, how all those decisions were made across the organization. So again, when we started our journey in integration, a lot of companies had multiple API gateways, multiple integration platforms, and now we're standardizing in a central horizontal service within an enterprise. And so now you have better control of a life cycle and accountability. So this capability that Workato is providing provides that kind of service based on their experiences of doing integration services.
Yeah. I mean, we were just talking with Carter about, Workato on Workato, and I think that governance came up, and we were talking to that. Do you see, to me, and when I talk to organizations, that's one of the big challenges. That would seem like where Capgemini can come in and help, because you understand the auditability and all the regulations. Is that one of the big things that they bring to the table as well?
Right. So what we try to do is there's governance, process, and technology. The technology is in spades with Workato, but now it's aligning the organization. There's no way a Fortune 500 company will select a single agentic platform. So there'll be SAPs, there'll be Oracles, there'll be Workdays, but there has to be some glue that's connect to all of them. And this is where I see Workato having the appropriate services in the agentic space to really, basically declare the guardrails, because that's what they need. And right now, there's a lot of companies running POCs. Well, POCs to production is a big leap. And so...
an underestimated leap sometimes.
Correct. Yeah. And so what will happen is there'll be stuff put in production, but then another business unit, another group will want to put something in production, and all of a sudden, well, there's no logging consistency, or there's no error handling, or how is support going to occur when someone comes in from outside saying, I got wrong data or wrong information or something. So anyway, there's a lot of process and governance that we have to apply, that we offer to our customers leveraging the Workato platform.
And I'll add on to that, Rob. You talked about regulation and you talked about governance, and regulation and governance across different industries are so unique. And therefore, the problems and the challenges faced by CIOs across different industries are so unique. And that's why we pursued Capgemini, because do I believe that Workato has built the platform of platforms? Absolutely. Not just because I work for Workato, I do. But it's because Capgemini helps us bring deep relevance of our platform into specific industries. I mentioned that they've got the ear of the CIO. It's not just that. They speak the language of the CIO across these verticals and industries. And so when we take a platform to market, they are the ones that take our platform and go, hey, your platform solves for these really unique use cases in retail and manufacturing, in the high-tech sector, and that's what we've been doing together.
I love that you just brought that up, and even that you talked about speaking that language. That lexicon is actually quite critical when you're providing these solutions that are so intimately embedded into people's systems. They're looking at a lot of private data. There's a lot that could be very sensitive there. So is that, you hinted at it a little bit earlier, so was that a real driver for why you pursued Capgemini, was to enhance your knowledge across these verticals?
That was 100% why we pursued.
Smart.
Because Workato is...
Very smart.
Workato is a horizontal platform. We've got a great story to tell when we sit with the CIO of a manufacturing customer. We've got a great story to tell when we sit with the CIO of a fintech customer, But generally, we tell the same story. But when we go in with Capgemini, they are able to go, hey, within this industry, here's what we foresee the challenges might come. This is what we already know the challenges that are. And this is why Workato. That's the difference. Contextualization is why this is
And then there's a
powerful.
lot of, the terminologies, regulatory, life science is totally different than fintech.
The lexicon is
Right.
real.
Yeah.
Right, and like you said, like if you go anything that's FDA regulated, once certain data is in there, then has to become certified and things
Yep.
like that. So, kind of, expanding on what David was talking about a little bit. Why, when you looked at it, you obviously have opportunity to go across a lot of different platforms.
Yep.
Why Workato?
I think Workato has this ease of use capability. That's their mantra, is to allow the customers to quickly adopt or implement a solution. They have a full set of automation platforms, from reading PDF documents to workflow to developer portals to API management and so forth. So they have the middle layer well structured, components, everything's integrated. It's not an acquisition based platform. It's homegrown,
Right.
which is a very
That's a good point.
important component compared to other vendors where it's like you need an integration architect to integrate their products. And it's like that
Because
is
the
not
orchestration has
No,
been there,
yeah.
and it's, hey, now we're growing into these agents, then bringing AI on the orchestration. You already had a lot of the underpinnings there that
Yep.
allowed it to be that.
Yes.
And do you find that, because obviously from a Capgemini perspective, you got to be able to also, have your bench be able to use this and things
yeah.
like that.
Mhm.
How has that been in the last year and a half?
Well, it's important that there's a training programs and certifications, because to me, just having training programs and very simple, it doesn't prove that individual resource has the true knowledge. And so having those certifications makes a big deal. Offshore and onshore customers don't want a newbie.
Right.
They want someone that has the knowledge to take the solution, understand what they're trying to accomplish, and then deliver it. So
Yeah.
that's, to us, important and they're providing us access and knowledge and the tooling. So, having the tool and letting kick the tires and use it, that's where our teams get stronger. And then when they come in to support a client, it's, they understand what needs to be done. So that's key.
Yeah, and I guess as part of your pursuit of them, you had to have all of this lined up, but it sounds like there was a lot in process already. When you came, you knew what you had to bring to Cap.
100%.
But how have you looked at, you kind of talked about going across verticals and how, again, the platform's very horizontal. How is this, working with Cap helped you address some of those other verticals again,
Yeah, it's a very targeted approach. We talked about having worked together for the last year and a half, but this became official in the last 2 weeks.
Oh,
So
Oh my
this
gosh,
became official in the last 2 weeks.
congratulations.
So we've got
That's-
an alliance agreement in place, and that there will be a press release. And so we needed to prove that this could be a real thing.
Business value for both.
We needed to prove that this could be a real thing, and that was the last year and a half, right? And that was part of the pursuit. And in the midst of that, which verticals should we go after together? Because you can't boil the ocean. And we started with 3, and we're going to continue to build on the 3. And the 3 that we've identified that we will pursue over the next 12 months, specifically high-tech sector, because that's bread and butter Workato. We've got so many use cases in that space. We know how to win in that space, and partnering with them, we can go deeper. Second, manufacturing. And then the third piece is the financial services. The consumer products vertical. And so now that we've identified the first 3, phase 1, phase 2. Phase 1 is all about how do we build thought leadership in that space? How do we identify the initial use cases, the low-hanging fruits that Workato and Capgemini can jointly solve for, and building soft assets for that space. what white papers can we build, what accelerators can we build. And then phase 2, it's about then actually building integrated solutions for these 3 verticals. That's where we can start to go more on the offense, partnering with our wider field and then going to market together.
Yep.
Wow, so this is going to be such a cool project. I love hearing the story of how it all came together, but it's worth it, because I can tell from both of you the depth of understanding of the value of the other is really compelling. It matters. Okay, I've got 2 final questions for you. One is a little more personal. So we've talked a lot about genies and about integration at the enterprise. If you could design a genie to augment your personal life right now, what genie would you design, or what problem would you solve? Elle, you can go first.
That was a good twist. Wow. It'd be good to have a genie that could monitor a lot of the systems and of the group that you're associated with, be able to understand what they're doing, what is the next task, and optimize everybody's time, because we're kind of we're juggling a lot of balls, and we don't want to drop any. And so having a genie understand our objectives, our goals, and then our constraints, and at a personal level, and across not just individually, but a nucleus of folks. So it'll be, let's have dinner together at this time, or whatever. I think it's not there'll be no ROI, but it's something of, we're juggling that.
ROI could be better creative time, or quality of relationship, or a lot of things. I'm just thinking of a genie being like telling you that I've had a rough day or something and I need to eat at Esther's, or I need like a very specific food, or like buy Savannah a drink. It's been a tough one. I could certainly see that. David, what about you?
I would build. This is personal, right?
That was the question. That was the question. This is why it's fun. Yeah.
I'm out, doing this a lot, and my wife's at home and she works at the same time. She's got a busy life, and we've got 2 kids. I would have a genie that is constantly listening and constantly watching. I know it sounds weird, but this is where we are in this day and age. And that genie would just be her ultimate personal assistant. And every time she goes to school, she picks Zeke up from school, and then the teacher says, hey, there's this thing that you need to be at, this is this thing that you need to bring. It's nothing that she has to put in her phone. It listens, and it tells her the week before, this is what you need to do. At the ultimate super personal assistant for the ultimate super executive.
White glove.
And that's her. That would be what I would build. And that would give us so much more time to have meaningful conversations.
Absolutely, and I'll spend time catching up or scheduling logistics.
Yes.
Would you like to say hi to her and Zeke and your other child?
Absolutely. Hey, Nick, thanks for doing what you do.
Oh, that just warmed my cold little tech heart. That was very sweet. Okay, final question for you, gentlemen, because clearly a lot has happened in the last year between the 2 companies. When we're at World of Workato next year in 2026, this time next year, what do you hope to be able to say then that you can't yet say today?
I would like to bring a client that would just wow everybody in the solutions that we collaboratively built for them, and like a keynote speaker clients.
Awesome.
Love that, Al. We look forward to it. What about you, David?
I would love to. We've got a lot of planning, and over the next 12 months, it comes down to execution. What are we going to do tomorrow for this partnership? And I'd love to see all of that realized and actually put on stage, like you said, then that's when we begin to go, hey, this is now repeatable, and we'd love to showcase that to our prospects. And that's where we begin to leverage what we've built over the last 12 months.
You bet.
Yeah.
Well, we look forward to meeting that customer and getting to see that. We'll definitely have to have you both back. David and Al, what a fantastic way to start the day. Thank you, guys.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Very pleasure. Thank you very much,
Thank you,
guys.
Rob, for letting me throw out some curveballs on that
Always.
one. You're nothing if not supportive.
Yeah.
My goodness, I hope you're enjoying this as much as we are, and make sure that you thank your wife or your mother or someone lovely today. We're here on day 2 of World of Workato in Las Vegas, Nevada. My name's Savannah Peterson. You're watching theCUBE, the leading source for enterprise tech news.